Today is a B day, which means I'm studying German, French, and Spanish. I guess I'll start with my least favorite language. No offense to anyone who likes speaking Spanish or German and actually likes learning it. I got nothing against the language, but it's definitely probably the toughest one for me. Prior to swapping to my system of learning, I was already learning German for like a year and a half, but I just couldn't speak it, and I don't know, it just kind of sucks that when you learn a language for so long but you can't really speak it. Um, it kind of feels like German just feels like it's like imagine a friend teaching you Uno with house rules, and then um, as you start winning the game, they just create more house rules. Like you learn a grammatic structure, and then you feel like you learned it, and it's great and all, and then they throw another they throw two words into the sentence, and then it completely changes the grammatic structure, and it's like, oh, that's cool, and then they do it again and then again. It's it just feels so dumb, at least to me. um, There's something really special about the way that I learn. I do it pretty haphazardly, I guess. The way that my system works for learning is you're just forced to you're just forced to learn phrases that are useful or practical, I guess. Um, and since you're just memorizing it, there's not much to memorize, or there's not much to memorizing it. I'm still trying to figure out how I learn. I'm not really good at mnemonics and whatever, but I try. Whenever I learn a language, I also don't really speak it much when I'm learning. I'll have I like saying it in my head because I can say it better in my head, and it feels kind of embarrassing when I don't pronounce things correctly. Just a bad habit for me. Also, if you're wondering what's going on these phones, for this one I'm reviewing a Beermoney app for my second channel, and then I'm also doing one of my Beermoney apps that I usually do every day to earn a little bit of money on the side. I like to play games while I learn a language and earn on top of it because it's pretty low effort for me, especially since I've done it for so long. Just kind of get used to it, and it's on the days that I get really stuck, at least I made some money. So it at least makes me a little happy and less depressed that I didn't learn anything. It's oh, that's cool. I didn't progress very much today. Um, but I also play games to kind of help with the monotonous of learning a language because I'm not a big fan of studying. So why not why not do something that makes it more enjoyable? Even though it's less efficient, it's still better than, not. I don't know. It just makes it more bearable for me at least. I also or at the current moment, I'm doing, I do gestures to kind of help my brain memorize things. I mean, I guess you can do sentence structures, but it's when you have to do it with so many sentences or phrases and vocab, it just gets kind of tiring sometimes. But it's just a little extra to kind of get that to stick in my brain, and then when I start recalling it, I can at least try to recall it because it's there's no point using spaced repetition is like the best way to learn things, but it's like there's no point in doing spaced repetition when you just can't learn or like even have like a hint of memorizing material for like a second, you know. So like as great as the system of spaced repetition is, there's no point when you don't understand the material, you know. And that's kind of like the part that I'm still trying to figure out and see how I can make my brain understand things a lot better. So it sticks for a little longer, so I can actually recall it and use spaced repetition. And I feel like that's kind of like, no offense to like people who make content about spaced repetition, and there's like a lot of information about it if anyone's curious about it. You can literally just Google it. But like something that no one really talks about for spaced repetition is like it's super easy to do, but like no one talks about like how you learn the material to then use spaced repetition. Because like I said, there's no point in using it when you just can't learn the material. You know, like you're just gonna be stuck trying to recall, and then you have to reread the word, and you're like going through the cycle of like not progressing. You're basically still on square one when you're using spaced repetition, and then you just don't really learn things really well. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes. So let's see how much I learned, I guess. Wie viel kostet das? Ich möchte haben Sie. Es ist zu teuer. Das ist zu teuer. Ich nehme es. Das Quittung? Die Quittung? Das Bargeld. Die Karte. Das Geschäft. Wo ist? Biegen Sie links ab, biegen Sie rechts ab, geradeaus, neben and von, vor. Alright, cool. This is all German I'll be learning today. I'll have to review it again tonight or something. I guess I'll move on to French. It's for French. Combien? Ça. Combien coûte? Ça coûte combien? Je voudrais. Vous avez. I don't know what I'm looking for is. Je cherche. Je cherche. C'est bon marché. Je le prends. Je n'ai pas d'argent liquide. Je peux payer per carte. I'm pronouncing these terribly. Ua. Ue. Something. Oh, aller du doigt, I think. Tourner à gauche and tourner à droit. I think near is long, and then far is something I don't remember. Près and loin. I don't think I pronounce these right. Let's see. Je n'ai pas d'argent liquide. It's a little different, but I'm pretty sure it's close. Du doigt. Gauche. Droite. Oh, I thought the T was silent. I guess it is silent in masculine, isn't it? Yeah, droit. I mean, not terrible. Well, I mean, I gotta review all these later today, anyways. I guess move on to Spanish. Word for it. It's been about 30 minutes or so. So see how where I am. ¿Cuánto cuesta? Quiero comprar. Solo estoy mirando. Es muy caro. Tiene otra talla. Solo something. Me lo llevo. Efectivo, I think, or dinero. Oh, efectivo en tarjeta. ¿Dónde está el proveedor? Esto en eso. ¿Dónde está? Girar a la derecha, girar a la izquierda. Izquierda. I don't want to go straight. Sigue recto. I think near is left or cerca, and then far is level. Corner is I don't remember it. And Swing. I pronounce it. Swing. Esquina. Oh boy. Oh, I gotta review all these later anyways. I like to do 30-minute practice sessions and then I review them at night and then I review them the next day while I practice my other languages, which I didn't do today. I'll get to it later, I guess. Google Translate's not the best, but it's alright. You know, it's alright. I like to use it to like kind of get an idea of how a word sounds. It's not great for the Asian languages, but it's pretty good for like all the like Latin root ones like Spanish, German, and French and all that. But yeah, I guess I'll move on to practicing the piano now. Oh boy. So I usually do 2 30-minute practice sessions a day. Sometimes I get really lazy and I only do one. But I like to use my headphones whenever I play. But you guys won't be able to hear it. I don't really like the sound of how the piano sounds, or at least my piano sounds when there's no headphones. For some reason, my gaming headphones or my old ones just make it sound a lot better. But the current piece that or one of the 2 pieces that I'm focusing on is Animenz arrangement of Homra by Lisa from the Demon Slayer movie. I thought the movie was okay. Lost one of my favorite characters from the anime, but it's whatever. But I'm almost done learning the song, and I still need to like touch up the musicality, so it's gonna sound pretty mediocre. And I also have like a mental issue where I just have I have really low confidence in myself in playing whenever I'm playing a song that sounds really very mediocre to me. At least when I play it. But hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. Anyways, I guess we'll see how it is. wasn't it wasn't great, but I'm still learning the piece. I still have like the last 2 pages to learn, or 2.5 maybe. But the current part that I'm working on is the 4th page, and it's literally just 3 measures, but it's like, I don't know, like 10 seconds of the song. But I'll probably be working on this for the next week, or even 2 weeks, or even up to a month, or however long my like fingers want to or take to learn it. But the part that makes this really difficult for me is that like the right hand's not that hard. It's just basically a scale, and then the left hand, the melody's in the left hand, which is kind of what makes it hard. I don't really play a lot of songs that have a melody in the left hand, and that's usually the voice of like the piece. But it goes like, and you hear it like throughout the piece. But literally my practice sessions are gonna look like this. And like, I mean, I'm sure I'm supposed to play a little slower, but it's really just gonna be me for 30 minutes playing this one small section over and over and over again until my fingers want to decide to learn it and actually play it really well. But the problem for me is like I have a really hard time making the left hand or the melody pop out and like, or at least sound like how Animenz plays it. But yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of mistakes that I make on the piece. And I don't know, just a lot of gaps that I'm missing being self-taught and all that. But I picked up a teacher like 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, sorry. And he's helping me get through all this stuff and properly learn how to play the piano, like classically trained and all that. But a couple of mental blocks that I've had throughout learning the piano alone is there's a lot of walls that you hit, and each time you hit a wall, it feels not really depressing, but like it just feels super demotivating. Because it's like, there's kids who have played shorter time than me, and can play this piece and all that. Or like this piece shouldn't sound this bad or whatever, and it really affects my mental state, especially when playing. And at least for me, I'm not someone who has a lot of confidence in myself, but like I need confidence to hit a lot of these jumps and stuff, because when you're playing through a piece and you're playing through it really fast, you kind of need that confidence, or at least I need that confidence to like hit a lot of these notes that are really far away, and like I don't have the time to look and make sure that I'm going to hit the note or not, especially in these fast notes. So I have to believe in myself that I can hit the note that's really far, or do a lot of these really hard runs and stuff. But there's nothing really special about practicing the piano, I guess. It's literally just this in every level. And sure, when you get to the advanced level, it takes a lot longer to learn a lot of pieces, because like on average, like maybe one piece that's like really advanced would take like months, or even like up to a year for people. Usually a month, if you're at the level. And then you have to like put the musicality in it to make it sound good and all that. But I have a lot of days where, you know, my hands are just really heavy and I just can't play really well, and that also makes it really demotivating for me. And I don't know, like having played the piano for like 10 years, it just feels really depressing that like I've only gotten to this level, you know? Like I feel like I'm kind of disrespecting a lot of the pianists who try really hard or even harder than me. And like these really great pieces that sound good, and like I just can't bring the best out of it, and it just kind of, I don't know, it hurts to kind of think about sometimes that I can't produce a good sound for people to hear, and like it just feels like I'm disrespecting the piece and the person who made the piece to let others enjoy and all that. And that's kind of like all of this has just kind of led me to playing the piano a lot worse, which is why I picked up a teacher to hopefully bring my confidence back up and fix a lot of the holes and bad habits that I have when I play. But yeah, it's not really anything special about the piano. It's literally just a lot of time spent playing or practicing the piano. I used to practice like 8 hours days because I didn't have any friends and my parents were always working. So, there's only so much that I could do by myself. And piano's just always been with me. But yeah, that's pretty much all the piano. It's not really anything flashy and it's really boring to watch and to hear, especially when you're practicing at least. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do every day with piano practice. Alright, well, I just decided to go take my daily 2 minute or 2 mile walk. It's like my minimum exercise that I try to do. I felt like a knee injury, so I can't go back to the gym for now. Still letting it recover, even though it's been like a couple months. But I'd rather not cause like permanent damage or something. Yeah, just let it recover. But I don't really go outside very often, so to get my daily sun or vitamin D, I just try to go outside for a bit, and I might as well do some exercise while I'm getting sunlight, and just listen to some music and stuff. I've been listening to a lot of Persona music while I do the workout, or my daily exercise of walking. It's pretty nice. It's one of the I actually really look forward to it every day. It's really relaxing, just not being productive and listening to good music and getting some exercise and being able to see nature a little bit, even though I live in the city. But yeah, I'm currently working on my template for my Pinterest pins for the language blog, or weekly language updates for the blog. I don't know. It looks very barren to me. I don't really like the look of it, but I don't know what else what other designs I should do. Currently I'm doing a design that's kind of inspired from RuneScape. When you do for anyone who's played RuneScape, it's the scroll that you see when you complete a quest, and it says congratulations and all that, and tells you all your rewards and stuff. But that's kind of the feel that I was going for it. But since Pinterest is 1,000 by 1,500, I had to do it vertically. Yeah, I'm still figuring out how I want to do the scroll and all that. But just trying to enjoy the new league that came out for Path of Exile. It's been a while since they came out with another league. But yeah, that's pretty much my day. I mean, it's nothing really special that goes on. Every day is just kind of a slog of hopefully I memorize this thing before I have to take the test by the end of the week for my languages and stuff. And then even if I fail the languages, or my test for the languages, I can see I need to work on this. Or sometimes the test will ask me something that I didn't learn in my notes and stuff, and then I'll pause the test and then go back to learning that thing, and then I'll go back to the test. Which is kind of why I like my system a lot better than a lot of apps, because a lot of apps they have you memorize stuff, and then the tests are the exact same things that you memorize. So it's are you really learning? And the way that I do my tests is it's using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT asks you different questions and stuff, and it forces you to apply knowledge of if you really understand the language or not. And if you fail the test, you can take it again next week, and it will ask you different questions and stuff. So it's not so it's forcing you to actually have practicality and remember and recall stuff, which is why I think it's a better system than a lot of apps and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I still have a couple things that I still need to add to my daily routines, practicing the guitar and some other stuff. But at least when it comes to guitar, I'm not gonna lie, it's just not very motivating when I'm still a beginner, but it's just not very motivating when I just sound terrible. It's I practice and I still sound terrible, and I understand. It's the same way for piano for me, but it's I don't know, it just doesn't it doesn't change. Even though I've been doing this thing. Yeah, that's pretty much my daily routine. I'm just gonna, pretty much my daily routine. I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my day playing Path of Exile and working on the next blog page and my Pinterest pins that I need to get up by the end of the week and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.